The automatic can shotgun device from Team 1 ME3024. This presentation will explain everything from product planning to customer needs, product specifications, and economics, and everything involved that goes into designing, creating, manufacturing, and marketing a product, and everything that goes into having a successful product. Everything from Gantt charts to economic analysis and product specifications are all very important here. A lot of planning goes into creating a product. In the case of the ACSD, you must know what type of product it is, which can create an interesting dynamic. The ACSD can be described as an incremental improvement of a pre-existing product, such as these here, and also a fundamentally new product, seeing as its design and its ultimate function and capabilities are quite different compared to these. So what does the ACSD actually do? It is used as a shotgun device, which is a term for puncturing a hole in a can, a beverage can, in order to drink it more quickly. Once you've determined what the product does, it's very important to determine its key business goals and ultimately what you want the product to do and how successful it should be on the market. After this, market segmentation becomes very important. It is always very important to determine your primary and secondary markets and figure out how to best suit your product towards them. The primary market for ACSD is social college students who enjoy shotgunning. And the secondary market involves all sorts of people who drink. It's also very important to know what your product can and can't do and any assumptions that may restrict your product. The ACSD is powered by a computer which uses an Arduino. This could be considered a constraint for our product, but it could also be used as a positive. Once you put all this information together, then there is a mission statement for the product that summarizes everything, all the goals for the product, the market for the product, the assumptions and constraints of the product, and everything in between that details how the product functions and how it will be produced. The mission statement overall provides a great summary for the product. It describes how the product works, how it is designed to shotgun beverage cans, how it's going after its primary market of social college students, and how it desires to provide a shotgun device that is more safe, and more efficient, and more effective for all of its markets. Once a mission statement is produced, it is also key to have a customer profile that shows the target market essentially. With the customer profile comes a use case, which describes how to use the product in its desired manner. One of the most important parts of the planning process is a Gantt chart, which articulately describes the whole process and each task that goes into producing the product and how long it will approximately take. A key attribute of the Gantt chart is the critical path, which shows the shortest amount of time possible for completing all the tasks and thus completing the production process of the product. Another very important part of creating a good product is listening to your customers or your target market. Here are examples of customer surveys and questionnaires in order to determine what's important to them and how the product can best be used by them. Post-interview surveys can be used to determine relative importance among different factors of the product to the customer in the primary target market. Ideas such as the product opening multiple cans at the same time, the safety of the product, and even color and design of the product are ranked here in order to determine how the product can be improved upon. For the ACSD, it was determined that safety and resulting in a better drinking experience were primary concerns for our target market. On the other hand, there were also features that weren't so important for the overall success of the product, such as colors, design, and cosmetic features. Once all this information is gathered, a metric can be used for all sorts of different information and features of the product in order to determine what's important, how it can be measured, and then this goes into competitive benchmarking against competing products so that ultimately our product can be better out on the market than the competitors. Once these metrics are gathered, they can be organized in a QFD, or a quality function deployment, in order to determine what characteristics are most important to the success of the product and what characteristics can ultimately be ignored or not paid as much attention as those that require the most attention in order to be successful. This slide shows how competitive benchmarking is very useful in determining how certain characteristics of the competition can be used to boost the potential of the ACSD. Here you see the Bear Claw and the Drink Easy devices and certain metrics that are weighed in order to determine how they can help the ACSD be a better product. This is reiterated here again, as certain specifications are weighted and prioritized in order to show how the ACSD can be better used, better designed, and better produced, with various metrics such as price, weight, and safety being very important. Economics are also a very key part of designing and producing a product. The ACSD team decided to go with scenario 1 when it comes to economics, which involves a constant price even as demand increases, which is set at around $12. Going with scenario 1, there becomes a certain point where total costs involving fixed and variables is overcome by the total revenue of the product. This chart shows how our break-even point is at approximately 4,167 units. As you can see how costs and revenue intersect here, and revenue takes over after that point, meaning ultimately that profit will continue to increase as more and more units are sold thanks to the constant price. Overall, the ACSD team has put in a lot of work to ensure the success of its product. There was a lot of research taken from customer surveys and interviews to determine the primary market. A Gantt chart was used to determine how long the product will take, which is approximately a month from the beginning of the process. And safety and efficiency were prioritized using metrics and other sorts of post-interviews in order to create a product that avoids spillage and avoids cuts and ultimately gives the consumer a more pleasurable shotgunning experience.